On Sunday, the United States launched airstrikes on three major nuclear sites in Iran: Natanz, Isfahan, and the mountain-shielded Fordow facility. These places aren't just dots on a map. They're the backbone of Iran's nuclear program. According to President Donald Trump, these strikes completely and totally obliterated Iran's main nuclear enrichment sites. The bombs used were bunker busters, GBU-57A/B massive ordnance penetrators, the kind designed to punch straight through reinforced concrete, even deep underground. And, if you believe the official line, the goal was clear: to destroy Iran's ability to enrich uranium, and, in Trump's words, stop the nuclear threat. But let's rewind for a second. Iran says its nuclear program is purely for civilian use, for energy, for medical research, that sort of thing. But the story's been complicated, especially since 2018, when the US pulled out of a landmark nuclear deal. That deal had put some hard limits on Iran's nuclear activity. Once it started to unravel, Iran ramped everything up. By May 2025, Iran's enriched uranium stockpile was over 9,200 kilograms. That's more than 45 times the cap set in the old deal. Even more worrying, about 409 kilograms of that was enriched up to 60% purity. For context, you need about 90% for a nuclear warhead. According to the International Atomic Energy Agency, Iran was seriously close, just a technical step away from weapons-grade material. Let's talk about those sites. Natanz, about 150 miles south of Tehran, is Iran's main uranium enrichment facility, heavily fortified and mostly underground. The existence of Natanz got out in 2002, sparking a standoff that's never really ended. Then there's Fordow, dug into a mountain for extra protection. In 2023, inspectors found uranium particles there enriched up to nearly 84%. Isfahan is where uranium is processed for use in centrifuges, and it's also home to a fuel fabrication plant and a research reactor. Now, officials from the US and Israel claim these strikes have set Iran's nuclear program back by years. Israel has even said it hit the heart of Iran's enrichment work, not just facilities but also several top nuclear scientists and commanders. But Iran has denied any ambition to build nuclear weapons, and insists it's all for peaceful purposes. Meanwhile, the world is watching, and not everyone is cheering. Leaders from Cuba, Chile, and organizations like Hamas have condemned the US strikes, warning that it could escalate conflict across the Middle East. Most Americans, according to polls, don't want the US getting deeper into this fight either. One question still hangs in the air: was there any radioactive fallout? So far, the answer is no. Inspectors in Iran, regional nuclear authorities, and the International Atomic Energy Agency say there's been no sign of contamination. But the bigger story is still unfolding. Iran has now been found non-compliant with its nuclear obligations for the first time in 20 years. And after these strikes, the path forward, for Iran, the US, and the region, is more uncertain than ever. This is a story I'll be watching closely. For now, thanks for tuning in.